It's the battle of the bigots. Over at the red corner, we got Peter Griffin, a man who's almost as racist as he is dumb.
Well, I am ready for my evening.
Oh my God, Peter, what the hell?
And in the blue corner, we have Eric Cartman, who makes Himmler look like a saint.
Wir müssen die Juden ausrotten!
Wir müssen die Juden ausrotten!
So who's really committed more hate crimes? That's a question even science might not be able to answer, but I can. With my handy-dandy hate scale, we're going to be measuring which of these two monstrous menaces have committed the most abhorrent deeds known to mankind. So whenever one of these scumbags casually engages in hate speech, their weight on the hate scale goes up by 1 point. If they commit an act of hate-charged violence, it goes up by 2, and if they influence other people to commit hate crimes, they'll be bestowed with 3 whole points. So buckle up and let's start small with the very sensitive topic of ableism. Peter isn't exactly subtle with his ableist views and thoughts, especially not during the prank calls he makes to his dear friend Joe Swanson.
Wheelie, stupid head, bet you wish that you were dead.
But you better cut it out. I'm a cop, you know.
Oh, what, are you gonna report me on your walkie-talkie?
That's not the only one we get to see either.
Hey, Wheelie, stupid head, I heard you think Meg likes you.
How are you getting this information?
You know, this kind of harassment can seriously worsen a person's mental condition, but hey, what's the worst that can already happen to a disabled man like Joe? Am I right? That poor guy's lost everything he could possibly lose anyway, but Peter's ableist harassment doesn't stop at verbal pranks. Nope, he goes through all the effort of physically humiliating Joe as well.
Hey, you nerds want to see a puppet show?
Put me down!
Not until you sing.
Who?
There is just no defending that. You can't chalk that up to a prank call or just a joke between friends. Even still, we get to see Peter's true hatred for the disabled on full display in the episode No Meals on Wheels. So one day, Quagmire's just helping Lois remove all the carpets from her house when he discovers an ancient relic that would kickstart Peter's journey of bigotry.
And what's this? Some kind of really old coin.
Do you know what this is? 18th century Rhode Island ship token. It's gotta be worth 50 grand.
50 grand?
Okay, so the coin doesn't actually curse Peter with ableist powers, but it does give him the money to open up his own family restaurant. It would normally be a pretty solid investment, but the owner is also Peter, so things start going down the drain pretty quickly. In his desperation, Peter asks Joe to invite his large network of cop friends to dine at his restaurant in hopes of rekindling his stove's dying embers.
Lois, here comes Joe and his cop buddies. Whoa, Joe. Thought you were bringing your cop friends. What are all these parallelograms doing here?
So right off the bat, things don't go quite exactly as Peter planned. Maybe he's just worried that the wheelchairs won't leave any room for his own seating. At one point, Lois starts to appreciate the lively atmosphere within their establishment, but Peter explains the true reason he's unsatisfied.
Peter, isn't this wonderful? Place is packed.
Aren't you a little freaked out by this?
Everybody's having a great time. Think of the money we're making.
And I wanted a cool restaurant, not the cafeteria at the Veterans Hospital.
Okay, yeah, Peter hasn't done anything to warrant a hate scale increase, but it looks like he's really about to show his true colors any minute now. And he does, because soon Peter goes ahead and confronts Joe about his generous patronage, and spoiler alert, it's not to thank him.
Hey, Peter!
We have a new policy. Can't you read the sign? It's a message, Joe. You're ruining what was supposed to be a cool establishment.
Yikes, that is some flat-out disgusting ableist speech, which brings up our first 2 points here. But this isn't the only time we see Peter's inexplicable hate for the disabled. In the episode Killer Queen, Joe and Peter are wrapping up their investigation into a serial killer case when one of the suspects takes off from the scene. In order to cover up their negligence, Joe asks his trusty friend Peter to help him. He complies, but in less than friendly fashion.
Damn it, he must have gotten away.
How is that possible?
I don't know, but I better make it look like there was a struggle. Someone punched me in the face.
I'm a good friend to you.
Now, from what I've seen earlier, no, you are not, Peter. This scene just further confirms Peter's ableist tendencies and the pleasure he takes in hurting the less physically privileged. But of course, enough about Peter's shining achievements. Let's not forget our other contender. Cartman isn't going to be done in so easily. So in the episode Cripple Fight, really subtle name by the way, a new disabled student called Jimmy joins South Park. Unfortunately, this doesn't bode well for the resident crutch enthusiast Timmy, who quickly gets jealous and starts discriminating against the new arrival for his different disability to assert his own dominance.
Timmy, ladies and gentlemen, let's all give him a hand very much. Come to think of it, give him a pair of legs, too. Here, Timmy, put on this silly hat. Just for a second, Timmy. Don't be a jerk, Timmy. Hey, don't push me! Come on! Cripple fight!
So instead of mediating the issue between the two, Cartman takes sadistic pleasure in their fight and even tries to add fuel to the obvious fire. In another episode called Up Down the Steroids, Cartman learns about the Special Olympics, and he has this to say about them.
Dude, I can't believe they exploit handicapped people like this. I mean, making them compete against each other just for our amusement.
That's because they don't compete for your amusement, they compete for themselves. But Cartman doesn't listen to this because he's interested in something else.
At the end of the Special Olympics, a grand champion special athlete is crowned and given a cash prize of $1,000. So, dude, think about it. If somebody just pretended to be mentally handicapped, they could easily win the competition and get the $1,000.
Even though all of Cartman's friends call him out for his disgusting idea, he ignores them and starts training hard to fake being disabled and steal the prize money from its rightful winner. Unfortunately for Cartman, he discovers that the Special Olympics require him to bring his parents to verify his disability. But of course, instead of giving up, he gets straight to manipulating his pure-hearted mother into accompanying him.
I think, Mom, that I've been hard on some of the handicapped kids at school in the past. I've sometimes looked at people with disabilities as people God put here on Earth for my amusement, but now I'm starting to think, if I could just spend one day in their shoes, if I could just see the challenges they face every day, maybe I wouldn't be so cold.
Obviously, he's lying through his teeth, but his mom falls for Cartman's shtick anyway, and so he registers as a fake athlete with a supposed disability. Let's see if he can bring home the bacon.
Ready? Take your marks.
Yeah! Yeah!
On your marks, get set.
What the hell?
This man should be in jail simply for that atrocious acting. Do you seriously think disabled people don't got brains or something? Also, yes, he came in dead last, in a race literally designed for handicapped children, go figure. And yes, Cartman doesn't learn his lesson after this experience. In the episode Le Petit Tourette, he fakes having Tourette syndrome just to get away with cursing for free.
Ginger flickered face. Dude, you better watch it. The principal's right over there. Good morning, Principal Victoria. Balls. Did Cartman just say balls to the principal?
Yes, he did. That's 1 point for what he said to the ginger kid, and another for faking a disability. Seriously, that is such a shallow reason to fake one. Imagine a disability that forces people to say so many mortifying things at awkward times and makes them so easy to misunderstand. And then you have Cartman, who thinks that this disability is some kind of golden ticket to free cussing.
The worst part is I know how lonely my mom is. A lot of times I know she'd be better off if I was dead.
Your mom would not be better off if you were dead, even if people like Kyle here think so.
Kyle is the first to discover Cartman's lie, but the crafty faker gaslights everyone into thinking that Kyle is a bully who is falsely accusing him. And so, the school calls over a Tourette's awareness activist to have a chat with Kyle's parents and set things straight.
I said I'm sorry, you piece of
No, don't worry about it, Cal. I understand. Dumb douchebag! And it means a lot apologizing with your dad and lovely mother. Fat Jew!
Thank you, Eric.
Big nose!
Yep, that's 3 slurs and another horrific imitation of what Cartman thinks a disabled person acts like. Cartman grows so bold after the stunt that he comes clean to Kyle about his lies and challenges him to stop his rampage.
Well, I've won. I've managed not only to get away with saying whatever I want at school, but this Saturday I will actually say anything I want on national television. I'm going to call them every name in the book, and people will call it brilliant television.
So that's what his master plan was all along. Right before Cartman hits the grand stage, the town throws a little celebration for his ascent to national television.
Just want to say that I'm making this all up. I'm making this all up to you. I cry at night because I don't have a dad. Ah! What the hell is going on?
Wait, don't tell me.
I fantasize about kissing Patty Nelson. Excuse me, I need the toilet.
So it looks like Cartman has developed the illness for real this time. Funny how his tic basically forces him to spit up embarrassing secrets, serves him perfectly. And now he's gonna have a great time explaining this to the TV host, Chris Hansen himself.
I'm telling you that I'm not doing the show?
But you are doing the show.
All of a sudden, I can't control what I say. Before, I just blurted out cool stuff about Jews being lame and stuff. So, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing the show, that's it.
Despite how it looks, the episode still ends without Cartman learning a singular lesson. Alright, I've had enough ableism for one day. Next, we're gonna move to a different hate crime. This time, our contenders are going to prove that they're the biggest, baddest alpha bros out there with their worst misogynistic moments. First up in line is Peter, who hits off with some pretty goofy drunken jokes in front of a wasted audience.
What are you people stupid? You guys are stupid and ugly.
For some reason, getting laughed at by an audience after looking like he peed himself gives Peter the confidence to think that he's a hilarious stand-up comedian. If this were the dumbest person contest, he'd win by a mile. Oh wait, he did. Unfortunately for Peter, we're not measuring IQ here, so he needs to give us something in the bigoted department. And boy, deliver it he does, since his first attempts at stand-up comedy involve a Redditor's fatal kryptonite, women.
Okay. Here's another one. Why do women have... So you got something to look at while you're talking to them. That's a good one, Peter.
Wow, Peter, wonder how this guy even got married? Well, you know what they say, second time's the charm. Actually, they don't, but since Peter's first attempt is such a hit with his equally degenerated male coworkers, he decides it's a good idea to try it with a woman as well.
Are you telling jokes? I love jokes.
And you'll love this one. Why do women have... So you got something to look at while you're talking to them.
The face she made right at the start should have been enough for Peter to stop, but this guy doesn't even have enough neurons to read the darned ABCs, much less the expressions on a person's face. Naturally, when Peter gets sued for sexual harassment, he pulls up with this banger in self-defense.
First of all I did was tell a little joke. Women are not people. They are devices built for our entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know how well that's gonna hold up in court. Luckily for Peter, the lawyer lady is kind enough to give him another chance. Before things reach the court, she takes Peter to an anti-misogyny camp where she teaches him to treat women like real human beings. Or, well, she tries to.
Then why don't you come up here and give it a try?
Thank you, Miss Ironbarks. I will give you a raise tomorrow. Come to work without a shirt on.
Come now, it's his first lesson. He's just nervous and all. Surely it was just stage fright.
Mr. Griffin!
That came out wrong. Let me try again. Nice ass.
You haven't heard a word I've said.
Oh yes, a casual dose of violence served with frightening innocence. Naturally, the lawyer lady gives up any hope she has for Peter and sends him back home. Peter then winds up crying to Brian that he's not that bad of a person towards women.
Face it, Peter, your attitude towards women isn't enlightened.
That's a bad mud puddle. Step in that and get your nice shoes all ruined.
This time it's Lois who sends Peter to an all-women's camp after she catches him staring at her chest while she's trying to talk to him. Surrounded by so many ladies sharing their struggles with their bodies, our dysfunctional poet has these words to say.
If we can endure the pain of childbirth, imagine what else we're capable of.
Well, it's only childbirth. How much could it hurt?
Trivializing pregnancy and childbirth despite what Lois went through for the sake of his own children. You can always count on a heartless and or brainless monster like Peter to deliver yet another bomb of disappointment. Like the time Peter takes up creating comics and draws a misogynistic piece.
Peter, your comic is really offensive.
And when Peter is called to a talk show to discuss the outrage over his offensive comic, he simply doubles down on the joke like a total Chad, or the opposite, I should say.
This morning's cartoon is even worse.
You sound angry. Did one of your friends get engaged?
No surprises here. I mean, this is literally the kind of guy who says this after seeing a female security guard.
Oh, good. We can steal.
Yeah, I think you get the point. Peter is a woman hater, clear as day. But before we move on to Cartman's crimes against the opposite sex, let's just take a look at one more banger put out by Peter.
No, I was just...
Because 9/11 changed everything, Brian. 9/11 changed everything.
Peter, you didn't even know what 9/11 was until 2004.
That's not true, Brian. I remember 9/11. Must have been a woman pilot, eh?
Yeah, he really went there. Anyway, let's not forget our contender on the other side of the ring. Cartman is not about to pull any punches in the women department either. The first time we see Cartman's Sigma attitude is when he finds out Stan got a black eye after getting beaten up by his sister.
I would never let a woman kick my... If she tried anything, I'd be like, "Ah, you get your ass back in the kitchen and make me some pie."
Now, I'm all for defending yourself, but that doesn't mean you can say primitive stuff like that. In another episode of South Park, which I cannot name for the sake of monetization, a certain stereotypical flock of colorful ladies decides to hold a school party. You know, normal girly stuff, but of course they also invite other boys as guests. That's when the main character of everything, Cartman, swoops in to riz them all up.
Ooh, there's Cartman. We should invite him to the party for sure. You, Millie. You, Annie. You, baby. Whatever your name is. And you.
Oh, how charming. Ladies just love a random creep who handles rejection worse than an old man's bladder handling water. But this isn't the only time Cartman shows his woman-repellent side. One day in class, Wendy is given a totally normal presentation on breast cancer, and Cartman decides that any topic that mentions a woman's front area is instant comedy gold.
A terrible disease that takes the lives of American women every day. I'm talking, of course, about breast cancer.
Yet the silence after Cartman's laughter is every bit as uncomfortable as it should be, but it looks like all that fat has given Cartman an incredibly thick skin because he does not care to restrain himself one bit.
An estimated 1 in 6 women will deal with cancer in their lifetime, and breast cancer is...
She said it again.
Is there a problem? Because breast cancer isn't funny.
Mr. Garrison, do we really need all this potty talk in the classroom?
Eric, for the love of Jesus.
This is a serious issue, Eric.
Good on Wendy for standing up for herself, but of course Cartman takes offense at getting called out.
What you're doing is very offensive.
Me? You're the one talking about killer Watch out, guys. Wendy says can kill people. Arrgh, gonna get you.
Cartman's joke is funny on its own, but in this context it's just plain insensitive. But of course he drags it out like the worst possible stand-up comedian.
Look out, everyone. There's some killer on the loose. Could have swore I heard him coming through the roof. Psst, officer, we need to get an APB out on those. They're armed and dangerous.
I don't know what to say. Anyway, Wendy finally has enough of Cartman's shenanigans and she decides to handle things the old-fashioned way.
You'd better shut up or I'll make you shut up.
What are you gonna do about it, Wendy?
I'm gonna kick your ass.
You're gonna kick my ass.
That's right. I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'll throw down.
You think you're tough?
What's up?
I'll smack the shit out of you.
My guy, I don't think she's playing around.
After school. We fight after school. You got that?
You're gonna fight me after school.
That's right.
You're a chick, dude.
As soon as that bell rings, we do it outside. You got that? And you better be there.
Oh, it's on, bitch.
You're gonna die.
And there goes his tough guy attitude. That last threat from Wendy really shivers Cartman's timbers. Although he acts like he doesn't care, he gets desperate to call out the fight since he's legitimately terrified that Wendy will plant a foot in his rear end. Just watch how he shamelessly begs her to call off the fight without letting anyone else hear him grovel.
Actually, I was thinking, I was wrong to make fun of breast cancer, and I'm very remorsefulness.
No! If you're really sorry and you want to apologize to me, then do it in front of everyone.
Apologize? That's not what I said, you dumb.
Yeah, you did, you bumble scum. But soon enough, his own words won't be the only thing Cartman eats for the sake of preserving his bum. In the end, when an angered Wendy makes this threat,
I am going to shove your ass down your throat and make you eat your underwear.
Cartman actually agrees to do it in the hopes that she'll somehow forgive him for belittling all women.
Okay, I will eat my underwear. Right here, right now.
Jesus Christ, do you have no sense of self-respect?
Oh wow, we get to hear it from him. Cool. We also get to see Cartman actually devour his own undergarments, but I don't want you guys to be too traumatized by this video. Unfortunately for Cartman, Wendy refuses to give in to any of his manipulation tactics and remains dead set on the fight.
Tomorrow morning, you die tomorrow morning.
And after that ominous one-liner, Cartman has only one option left. Go home crying to mommy. That does work, and Wendy ends up missing the fight because her parents grounded her for bullying an innocent fat kid. But it don't stop there, because for some reason after Wendy returns to school, Cartman thinks it's a good idea to poke and prod at her with another dynamite-laden stick.
My report today is on breast cancer awareness. I do not believe enough is being done. There's something I'd like to get off my chest.
Oh boy, here we go again.
And hopefully one day, cancer will be a distant memory.
You unbelievable bastard.
Totally on Wendy's side on this one. Cartman's cheeky little stunt and a little push from the principal, who is coincidentally also a breast cancer survivor, give Wendy the courage she needs to fight him and end things once and for all.
All right, fine, Wendy. I'll fight you, you big bully.
Honestly, I'm surprised he even made it to the ring without having a heart attack. In the end, it doesn't take long for Wendy to completely obliterate Cartman's body and soul. Well, that's the end of that. Or at least it's the end of Cartman's misogynistic jokes, for now. But of course, this fat chunk of malice still has a billion other crimes we need to discuss. And that's what we're gonna do in the next round. Everyone's favorite: racism and general discrimination. Sarcasm, sarcasm, sarcasm. We got some spicy moments coming up right about now. Let's start with Cartman for a change.
Oh yeah? Well, you're a stupid Jew. You're a Jew. Shut your goddamn Jew mouth. Good job, Jew. Jew. Shut Jew. You're Jewish. Dude, he's Jewish. Jew. 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 I told you Jewish people don't have rhythm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and save us all some time and give him 3 points for all that. And just in case you didn't hear it right, the bajillion times he said it, let's hear it one more time.
You're such a fat ass, Cartman. At least I'm not a stupid Jew.
Cartman's hatred is not limited to one religion. Here's how he reacts when a Muslim kid joins his class.
Say hello to Bahir Hassan Abdul Hakim.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to our class, Bahir.
Thank you. Dude, not cool.
Even the teacher tries to teach Cartman that he shouldn't judge people based on racist stereotypes, but...
Eric, what the hell is wrong with you?
What's wrong? Has he been checked for bombs?
Eric, that's enough. Not all Muslim people are terrorists.
And so, Cartman continues to harbor suspicion for his clearly innocent classmate. During recess, he decides that a kid that doesn't look like him in the playground is too much a risk, so he gaslights Kyle into thinking their school is under attack and calls 911.
Hello?
Officer Bob Brady, South Park Elementary is in serious danger.
From what? Who is this?
I've just ID'd a Muslim and his MySpace page does not check out. You've got to get these people out of here now.
Are you serious?
If I wasn't serious, would I be talking like this?
Yep, totally serious. So serious that the 911 operator totally believes him and alarms are sounded in the school. Naturally, all the kids leave and go home, but Cartman tracks down his suspicious classmate, coincidentally moving towards a political rally, which leads him to make this call.
This is CIA head Alan Thompson.
Mr. Thompson, you have to call off the Clinton rally. There's a terrorist in South Park.
What do you know?
He just showed up out of the blue.
Oh yeah, he's a terrorist and I got proof. The poor kid's skin color is enough evidence for Cartman to somehow gaslight the CIA head into forwarding his call to the president. In the end, Cartman convinces the entire US leadership that Bahir's poor family has the detonator to an actual set of terrorist explosives hidden in their home. So Bahir's father winds up in a literal torture chamber to force a confession out of him.
Where is the detonator?
What detonator are you talking?
I can do this all day.
I don't know anything about him. Stop it. Really?
You can make it stop.
I don't have it.
Needless to say, it's a literal war crime at this point, and Cartman doesn't stop until he's gotten what he wants.
Answer it.
Hello? Hello, Bahir. Where are you? Who is Butters?
Butters.
Bahir, one of your classmates is keeping us hostage.
With this damning confirmation, Cartman heads straight over to Butters' house to arrest the criminal mastermind behind the operation.
Oh, hey, Eric. Where is the detonator?
The what?
You have exactly 5 seconds before I start dropping serious apple juice farts in your face. 1.
Leave me alone.
In reality, Bahir and his family aren't the terrorists. It's actually a completely different Russian group involved in a whole other conspiracy, which gets resolved after some intense encounters. And in the end, this is what the poor Muslim family does after finally getting released from all the false allegations.
We are leaving this whole intolerant country.
Okay. Who got rid of the Muslims, huh? That was all me. Simple thank you will suffice.
No comment. I could just keep going on and on about all of Cartman's racist actions, but we got another contender who's itching to go. Peter Griffin's your average dumb guy who normally hides his inner racism for safety's sake, but when he gets the news that Earth's about to be destroyed, he feels like it's time to act like an Instagram commentator in real life.
Peter, where are you going?
Last day on Earth, last chance to do this. I'm going into the inner city and I'm gonna yell the N-word.
Let's just pretend that the end of the clip doesn't exist, but trust me when I say Peter does say it off camera. Wonder how he can face Cleveland despite feeling that way towards black people. Oh wait, he doesn't even bother keeping his feelings hidden because when Lois and Donna have a fight, they forbid each other's husbands from ever seeing the other. Naturally, Peter finds the perfect excuse to talk to his friend again, pretending to be a cop pulling over a speeding person.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going, sir? This is just so we can talk. I need you to step out of the car, sir. He's got a knife! Sorry, Cleveland, it's gotta be authentic.
Something tells me he's not pretending. After all of his previous stunts involving other African-American people, it's pretty clear that Peter is a shrewd guy who keeps his true feelings hidden inside. Oh, never mind. Don't even bother hiding them sometimes.
Try to grab my gun. Trying to grab my gun, are you? Ow!
Save some for me.
The whole gang's back together.
Ow! Ow!
We don't need you in this town.
This isn't the only piece of evidence we have to prove that Peter is racist. One time when Chris starts dating Jerome's daughter Pam, Jerome gets angry because he doesn't trust her with a white man. Now, for whatever reasons that may be, we're just here to look at Peter's defense.
We gave you Breaking Bad, all the cast of Friends, a virtual world of... So you can spill seed.
Yeah, sure, we all believe you, Petey, or at least we'd have a reason to if, you didn't do this.
What are you doing?
To show I'm in touch, I am gonna go to the town square, get naked, paint myself brown.
Yeah, there's no defending this man. He's a proper racist through and through. Of course, Peter isn't only just a mere racist. After all, he hates everyone equally. In another episode, when he finds out that Lois is actually part Jewish, Peter gets really excited about it for some reason.
Shalom, Jews!
Glistening chest hair.
It came with my Star of David. Look, this is my way of letting you know and embracing who you are.
You might be confused since that sounded pretty wholesome and inclusive, but just give it some time. Although Peter's imagination of what an average Jewish person does in their free time might offend some people, it's clearly done in good faith. The twist is that Peter's dead father comes back to life just to remind his son of his roots.
Dad?
You were raised Catholic, and you better knock off all the Jewish stuff.
All right, if that's what you think is best.
There we go. And just like that, Peter remembers which contest he's participating in. What better way to get back in the race than by dropping some classic hateful lines?
Last night, my father came to me and reminded me that I'm a good Catholic. If I don't rid the house of this Jewish curse, this family is gonna go to hell, and I won't let that happen.
Peter, you were the only one who was even taking this thing seriously.
Jews are gross, Lois. It's the only religion with the word ew in it.
Back to normal. I was just starting to get worried that Peter was losing his edge, instead of just ditching his stereotypical Jewish getup.
Take all the fun out of being a Jew. Now listen up. I like the hat and I like the scarf, so we're doing this.
He goes full throttle and earns himself another point with that disrespectful piece of work. He also thinks that since Lois is part Jewish, she deserves to get the same treatment some people gave to Jesus all those years ago.
Huh? What the hell?
How do you like it? Huh? How do you like it?
Peter, what in God's name is this?
But of course, his shenanigans don't end there. After Lois shrugs off Peter's soft methods of teaching her a lesson, he decides it's time to get serious with her.
What the hell?
Although Peter tries to act like he didn't shoot her out of hatred, Mort shows up to give him some free target practice.
Good morning, Lois.
I am so sorry, Mort.
That's just how people say hello to me.
No, I'm pretty sure Peter wasn't extending a friendly greeting. Usually the gunshot is 0.03 centimeters further away for a greeting gesture. This one was clearly a threat. Jokes aside, yikes, that is not okay, Mort. So how many points does Peter have right for racism? 38? What's Cartman doing with his measly 30 points? Time for a hard comeback. Can't let Peter hog all the spotlight for the whole video, can we? Let's see what Cartman's got in retaliation. This guy's got the power to fan the flames to an actual race war. So what happens is, Stan's father is at one of those word-guessing TV shows when he makes a less than honorable blunder.
Category is people who annoy you. Audience, keep quiet, please. 5 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
All right, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
The word was naggers, but of course Stan's dad made quite the honest mistake. More like he made the mistake of being honest about his feelings. But anyway, this leads to Token becoming understandably upset with Stan. Although Stan doesn't share his dad's values, he still finds it hard to console his good friend. And that's where Cartman makes his entry to give him a little hand.
Maybe a mistake, but you don't understand how it feels when that word comes up. So don't say it isn't a big deal.
Oh, here we go! It's on! Race war! Race war! Race war! Race war's on, everybody! It's going down! It's going down!
And that's another 3 points to Cartman for trying to deliberately stir what he calls a race war. Pretty clear that this man just wants to watch the world burn for no real good reason. And he feels zero shame about it. When his school calls over an accomplished dwarf researcher for a motivational speech, Cartman heartily shows everyone how he truly feels about him.
Good morning, students. How are we all feeling today? I would like to share with you all my... No! Dude! No way!
Despite Cartman's insensitive laughter, Mr. Nelson, the researcher, asks the principal to have a one-on-one with him. The kind dwarf thinks that Cartman might have a change of heart after hearing his perspective, but...
You know, you think you have the power to make me insecure, but your words are actually completely powerless. If we could get like 8 of these, we could dress them all up like little beavers, right? And then put them in a pond and see if they build a dam.
View must be nice from that glass house of his. Even Mr. Nelson gets tired of Cartman's bullying and decides to get back at him the old-fashioned way.
Hello, Fatso. Hey, what the hell is that? You think that's funny? Carl, did you put everybody up to this? I bet you did. What the hell is going on? Now you know how it feels.
So not only is Cartman bigoted, he's also a massive hypocrite about it and can't tolerate it when someone else bullies him. Clearly it's harder for this man to feel any empathy than it is to quit hardcore drugs. Oh, but he does feel a sense of protectiveness towards his own country when a dream containing his subconscious xenophobia informs him that the Chinese people are planning to invade America.
No! The Chinese, no! Somebody has to stop them! They're gonna take over the world!
And the person to stop them is, of course, going to be Mr. Burger King himself. Cartman doesn't kid around and quickly goes from house to house, desperately trying to convince people to join his noble cause protecting America from over 1 billion random people minding their own fracking business.
Chinese are taking over the world and nobody's doing anything.
We have to stop the Chinese now.
Since his potential recruit lacks the incentive to stand with them, Cartman convinces him with a very solid reason.
The Chinese outnumber us 1,000,000 to 1. And when their army gets here, they're gonna kill your parents.
Why are they gonna kill my parents?
Because the Chinese hate Americans. That's why I've started the American Liberation Front, a group dedicated to freeing America from Chinese tyranny.
Yeah, this so-called liberation organization is just a radicalized militant group with a baseless agenda. But Cartman believes in his case so much, he genuinely puts his best efforts into convincing anyone else of the same mind to join him. And that's what makes him so dangerous. To start his master plan of defending America, he first starts gathering intel from the opposing side, with an appropriate disguise, of course.
So nice to see other Chinese people.
乒乓，乒乓。
清朝乒乓。
他们在干什么呀？
哎，我真的不知道。
Yes, fire feature, fire feature changer. What are the plans to take over America again? I forgot.
Yeah, Cartman's impressive organization has infiltrated the enemy's base of operations from the get-go, that being a Chinese restaurant, of course. Unfortunately, the enemy's incredible intelligence, and by that I mean Cartman's absolute clown disguise and dumb acting, completely blows his cover, so he's forced to escalate the situation to protect himself.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes, sir?
These people won't leave us alone.
Everyone just step over to that wall. Butters, hold this gun on them.
A gun? I don't want a gun, Eric.
They're taking over our country, Butters. Everyone get up and get over to that wall. Do it, move!
So after this deluded man ruins the day of many peaceful families having a nice restaurant dinner, one of the customers has had enough of his dumb charades and tries to leave the building.
This is stupid. I'm leaving.
Shoot him, Butters!
No!
You have to shoot him, Butters. He's gonna warn all the Chinese and they're gonna kill your parents.
Ow! Ah! Ow!
Ooh, did anyone else clutch their own nuts, or was that just me? Anyway, even Cartman feels bad for the fellow male specimen's tragic loss.
Oh, dude, you shot him in the... That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the...
Weird to see him respect the bro code out of all things. I guess some things are just universal. Of course, now Cartman gets into real hot water since the police arrived to get things under control.
All right, come on, man. We're going in.
No! We'll only talk to the president! Fire a warning shot, Butters! Ow! Ow! Ow!
And another 3 points for Cartman. This man is really looking forward to killing Peter's hard-earned lead in just one episode. In fact, what's the current score? I think Cartman might already be ahead. Anyway, things just keep getting worse and worse as Berter shoots another unfortunate pair of family jewels, which finally causes Cartman to snap real hard.
What happened?
They tried to come in through the roof.
Good, did you kill him?
Not exactly.
Oh, it stings. Oh.
Apparently, these repeated bro code violations hit Cartman so hard that he gives up on his liberation plan entirely and turns himself into the police. Yep, that's what convinced him to give up. And this is what Cartman has to say after learning his lesson.
Shoot people in the like that. It made me realize that I want America to be safe. I'd rather us be Chinese than a nation of unethical shooters.
If that's what it takes to stop him, then I'll take it, even if it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, but all that was fracking kindergarten compared to how much Cartman hates another group of people. Is it the Russians, North Koreans? Nah, you know who it is. It's redheads. Gingers, go figure. Cartman hates ginger kids. In the episode titled Ginger Kids, Cartman expresses this hatred during a class presentation as if it's completely normal.
My speech is entitled Ginger Kids. We've all seen them on the playground, at the store. They creep us out. I'm talking, of course, about ginger kids.
Oh boy, let's see the evidence Cartman has for his negative views on ginger people.
Oh, sick! Ginger kids are born with a disease which causes very light skin, red hair, and freckles. This disease is called gingivitis because ginger kids have no souls.
What is bro waffling on about? Anyway, Kyle, being a ginger himself, realizes he needs to erase these hateful views from Cartman's mind, and so he decides to spend some time with the Foley family, who are entirely ginger, so we can gather enough evidence to disprove Cartman's theory.
Red hair, light skin, and freckles are all passed down genetically. A child's red hair is not determined by the lack of a soul, but by the melanins which control the pigment in all of our skins. Thank you.
Naturally, Cartman refuses to believe the actual evidence and tries to convince everyone that they're all being hunted down by the supposed alien species.
What everyone else already thinks. Gingers are creepy. And one night, when you're all sleeping in your room, the gingers are gonna get you. They're gonna get you!
And so, Kyle and the others decide that Cartman needs a taste of his own medicine to understand how it feels to be discriminated against. Later at night, they sneak into his room to enact their master plan.
All right, let's do it.
Eric, honey, time to get up for school.
Well, after Cartman learns that he has become the very thing he swore to destroy, his attitude shifts by a complete 180, and he starts defending the ginger people's right to exist.
Is that an umbrella you're using? Yes, Cal. The sun's rays are bad for my skin, so I need to be protected when I'm outside. Well, I'm glad we've gotten all that out of the way, and now we can just go on with our lives as normal.
The irony is entirely lost on Cartman, who does eventually realize the error of his ways and fights back against discrimination against the redheads, but instead of standing up for his people, he bands together with other gingers and starts gatekeeping everyone out of their community.
A rapidly growing organization called the Ginger Separatist Movement is furious that the lead role of Annie is being played by a girl who isn't actually red-haired and freckled.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense to get a real ginger actor to play a ginger character, but surely it's not that big of a deal, right?
And pretending to be ginger with makeup is the worst thing anybody can do. Yeah, that's right. There she is. Get her.
That poor girl. She doesn't deserve any of that. Also, Cartman's rampage doesn't stop just there. As his Red Pride group expands, so does his ego and hatred, to the point where Cartman mobilizes the entire army to fulfill his new evil agenda.
Hate for awesome people like us. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the only way to fight hate is with more hate. We're not the freaks of society. Everyone else is.
You can already imagine what's going to happen next. Now Cartman's new ginger army goes out on a witch hunt to catch any innocent normal person minding their own business, not being ginger.
The hell do they want? Oh, Kitty! Run, dude, run!
In the end, the overwhelming ginger army catches Kyle and the gang, along with all the other non-ginger kids in the neighborhood, for a final grand ceremony planned by their Fuhrer, Cartman.
The day of reckoning is finally upon us!
Oh, Jesus, I should have known.
We will take worldwide of every non-ginger child has been spared!
I don't think any blood would be spilled if those poor kids were dissolved in giant vats of literal lava. I think it'd be a rather clean genocide. Luckily, when Kyle gets on stage for his execution, he reveals the truth about Cartman's fake ginger identity, and so he finally stops all the madness to avoid getting exposed and killed by his own brothers. In the end, the only reason Cartman stops is to save his own skin, not because he believes discrimination is wrong. And we still got so many of his bigoted exploits to cover, like Cartman's very deep-seated hatred of his Jewish brothers. We've already seen glimpses of Cartman's anti-Semitic views, but none of those expose the true depths of malice that enshroud his dark heart. Although this chronic Burger King violator has never liked the religious group to begin with, his inner hatred bubbles up one day when the boys are just playing a harmless game on the street.
Oh, you got Kyle and it's tearing his head off! Oh, you guys look like Kyle is done for!
No, I'm not. God damn it, Cartman, you're not gonna kill me off again.
You see, guys, this is why you don't bring Jews along on the away team. They don't play along.
Oh, there, red flag. What's his race got to do with the game, man?
I saw Mel Gibson's movie The Passion, and Mel Gibson says in the movie, Jews are the devil.
So that's it. You could blame the propaganda for blinding a child, but by now you can probably tell that most, if not all, of Cartman's hatred stems from his own person in the first place. Naturally, this hatred only continues to fester with time. Cartman actually convinces his friends to watch the propaganda movie so they know what he's talking about. Once they do, Kyle instantly falls for the same lies and returns to Cartman's doorstep as a changed man. So that just serves to boost Cartman's morale.
You were right. You were right all along. I thought you were just an when you ripped on Jews, but I didn't know it.
Oh, please, for the love of all frick, do not encourage him, Kyle. It's too late, because Cartman gets a huge morale boost from his friend's conversion, and he dedicates himself to serving what he thinks is a noble purpose.
From this day forward, I will dedicate my life to making sure your film is seen by everyone. I will organize the masses so that we may do thy bidding. Hail, Mel Gibson. Amen.
Soon enough, Cartman's passion, pun intended, becomes so intense that he starts a proper Mel Gibson fan club to spread his leader's ideology and starts leading club meetings while wearing a suspiciously familiar uniform.
Eric, sweetie, there's a bunch of people showing up in our backyard saying something about a meeting.
Yeah, Mom, I'm holding a meeting for all the people who love The Passion as much as I did.
Oh, that's great, sweetie.
Tell them I'll be down shortly.
Okay, hon.
Toten CD Juden. Willkommen next year's in
I mean, the joke writes itself at this point, although Eric doesn't seem to be joking when he delivers a speech to his new club members.
My name is Eric Cartman, and I'm the president of the Mel Gibson fan club. Thank you. I'm happy to see that all of you were affected by The Passion like I was. Now, we all know why we're here, and I believe we all know what needs to be done.
No, you do not. This man is clearly not here to just promote the movie, and soon enough, he exposes what's truly on his mind.
I think it's best we don't talk out loud about it until we have most of them on the trains heading to the camps.
What does that mean, sweetie?
He's obviously talking about camping. You know, a nice outdoor picnic where people have barbecues and s'mores. And yeah, Cartman's seriously talking about a different kind of camp. Unfortunately, the innocent Christian parents gathered at the meeting and don't realize his true intentions, so they agreed to do whatever he says.
We're going to need more support. I think we should all go out and take at least one other person to see the Passion.
Oh, what a great idea! We each make it our responsibility to convert one more person.
Great idea.
Yes, and then we can begin the cleansing, if you know what I mean.
We sure do. Yeah.
All right.
That's an easy 3 points for influencing others to commit a literal ethnic cleansing. Honestly, I feel like I should award Cartman with even more points for this one, but this isn't even the most horrifying thing he's ever done. Not even close, actually. After the first meeting, Cartman's passion for spreading Mel Gibson's ideology, which at this point looks like a funny Austrian painter's ideology, continues to grow and his speeches become more unhinged.
Now I believe we should take to the streets and march in unwavering support of this important movie.
Whoa, great idea.
It'll be like a parade. Good idea.
And as we march for the Passion, we should also voice our support. So, when I say, Es ist Zeit zu laufen, you all chant back, wir müssen die Juden affronten.
Watch closely, guys. This is how propaganda works in action. I don't think those poor parents even speak German. And so Cartman leads out his mob of fan club members to storm the local synagogue in hopes of... I don't even know at this point.
There's no cause for alarm.
Luckily, the protest does not turn too violent, but it does cause both communities to fall out. In the end, the problem is ironically solved by the propaganda movie's creator, Mel Gibson himself, when he shows everyone how absolutely insane he is.
People, we're so close to completing my final solution.
Oh, dude, I feel so much better about being Jewish now that I see that Mel Gibson is just a big wacko douche.
Well, how about that? He could have gotten a lot worse, considering that Cartman's bigoted views are not limited to one race. Speaking of racial hatred, time to look back at Peter Griffin's stance on foreign immigrants.
Boy, I never knew it'd feel this good to love my country. It's like loving God or a step-parent. You never really feel him love you back, but that's okay, because they got other stuff going on, and you understand.
And that's all good. Unfortunately, Peter's love doesn't just extend to loving Texan barbecue and school shootings. As he's having his usual hangout with his friends of the clan, Peter happens to notice some immigrants working there.
Man, that really makes me mad. Illegal immigrants coming into this country, taking all the good jobs away from Americans. Well, I am gonna make sure people like that stay out of Quahog from now on.
And he really means it. Peter gathers his friends in a vigilante border guard to keep out these supposedly undeserving workers from his country. I wonder if he's going to learn the same lesson as Cartman. So while he dutifully patrols the borders at night, Peter also starts pushing his boss to keep their office space clean of any foreign workers.
Fuad is an illegal immigrant, and I cannot stand by while he steals wages and opportunities from citizens. I mean, this is an American company.
Right, because apparently the profits produced by foreign workers are not helping America for some reason. Anyway, Peter gets a reality check soon enough from his mom, who went to Mexico to have him aborted for dirt cheap. Of course, the doctors she found did an awful job, and so she was forced to return home with a baby with Celsius measured room temperature IQ.
That I never filled out the paperwork to make you a citizen.
Mom, what are you saying?
Peter, as far as the U.S. government is concerned, you're an illegal Mexican immigrant.
Holy crap!
Dun dun dun! That's the plot twist of the century. In the end, though, he goes on to reunite with his real Mexican brothers and learns the lesson that immigrants are humans and deserve a fair chance at living in the country as well. However, the same cannot be said about Eric Cartman, who really can't tolerate foreigners living on his land. In one episode, we see the South Park boys playing a suspicious game of Texans versus Mexicans. Although the other boys seem to be enjoying it as roleplay, Cartman gets a bit too into his bit.
All right, Patrol. You all know the drill. Not one Mexican is to get past this border. Not a single one. Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
On the other team, namely the illegal immigrants, Kyle realizes that he can easily rage bait Cartman and take advantage of it to get to the win.
Better than being a fat-ass Texan! Alright, just because I'm Texan doesn't mean I'm fat.
No, you're fat to begin with, chubby. Now you're Texan too.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, you're a Jew, Kyle. And now you're a Mexican Jew. You dirty no-good Mexican Jew. Let's just see you try it, Ace.
Fell for it like the absolute tool he is. Although Kyle was just joking, it's pretty obvious that Cartman does not hold his Hispanic brothers in high regard.
If you let yourselves get distracted for even 1 minute, we're gonna be overrun with these jobless, no-good base. Dude! How did he get past the fence, Craig?
I didn't hear him coming with all your screaming.
Nobody's screaming, Craig! Wake the f*** up! Base?
Oh, God!
Well, at least you can't call Cartman a racist because it seems like he hates quite literally everyone. No, I guess you can still call him a racist against everyone. However, when Butters gets misunderstood as a Mexican celebrity who wants to return home, all the Mexican immigrants start migrating back to their homeland to follow him. To prevent their economy from collapsing, the government sets out a border patrol to prevent any more valuable workers from leaving. And of course, Mr. No Mexicans Allowed also joins their ranks.
Cartman, what the hell is this?
You guys, the game is over. Clearly, I won. Give it up.
Wanted by the U.S. Border Patrol? Permission to shoot on sight?
You guys were putting out flyers. I had to put some out too.
Butters has been missing for a week. You might have inadvertently gotten him killed.
Yikes. And Cartman doesn't feel ashamed. No, how could he ever? He goes on to work full-time with the Border Patrol to make sure no Spanish speaker goes unscathed.
There's too many of them. We're gonna need backup.
I have no words. I know I was supposed to give 2 points for violence, but he just murdered those poor people outright. Even the U.S. Border Patrol ain't as vicious as this fat ball of pure malice. In the end, Butters gets homesick for America and tries to return home. The Border Patrol, tired of having all their cheap labor leave, welcomes him back with open arms. However, just at the last moment, they encounter one final blob-shaped obstacle.
Oh, no, you don't.
What are you doing?
That not getting across my border.
Spoiler alert, Butters eventually gets back inside the U.S. with help from none other than the Border Patrol. The enemies of all illegal immigrants, now forced to help someone across the border just because the alternative is a future filled with Cartman-shaped maniacs. It's funny how both Peter and Cartman share their ideology and their BMIs, but Peter actually learns his lessons, I'd say more often than Cartman. So between these two hateful buffoons, which one do you think takes the cake as the more hateful buffoon? On one side, Peter Griffin has 45 malevolent points, and on the other, well, Cartman has an impressive, or should I say shameful, 73. That's a full 28 points above Peter. And for that, the winner of the most hate crimes, the most bigoted and murderous maniac of all, is of course, Eric Cartman. I wonder if there's anyone evil enough to actually compete with Cartman. Let me know down in the comment section below who you want to pick Cartman up against, and click the link on screen for more animated goodness. As always, guys, thank you for watching.